Believe it or not, some of those early dysfunctional relationships with your parents are charged with this kind of sexual energy. And so you'll find yourself attracted to the very man or woman who's going to hurt you. Whereas the man or woman who is good for you, there's no kind of sexual charge. You are actually more attracted to the person that has these damaged qualities.
Why is that?
Because you get to relive some of those early traumas. And so the problem that will happen, that the person who is good for you, that's actually caring, that will mesh with you, that physical charge maybe isn't as strong. And that's a problem, right? Because you want to have that element. But you need to be aware of this. You need to be aware of the fact that some of the people that you're most attracted to, you're not attracted to just because of their sexy body or whatever it is. There's also some kind of issues you haven't worked out from your early childhood that are at play in that relationship and that are going to cause you a lot of pain. You have to be able to be open to what's happening in the present moment. People, with events, but because of fear, you're slipping further and further behind. You're locked in the past. You think that ideas that you had are exactly what's happening. You're not paying attention to the things that are around you because paying attention is hard and it's difficult, and it means letting go of some of your most cherished ideas about the world and just being open to experience. You don't know who you are. You don't know your core, your essence. You don't know what really excites you, what Abraham Maslow calls impulse voices. You have these little voices inside of you that are saying, I like this, I love this is what excites me. You're not listening to them. It's drowned out by social media, by your parents, by everybody else. So you don't know who you are. And because of that, you choose things that aren't right for you. And when you choose things that aren't right for you, you're not engaged emotionally. And when you're not engaged emotionally, you get bored and you get restless and you reach for, gotta travel to Bali, gotta start playing the guitar, I gotta quit my job, I gotta go find a new a model to start dating or whatever. It ends up like you do it, and for a week or two it's exciting, and then it doesn't lead to anything lasting, and then you're bored and you're restless and you go on to the next thing.
Steve Jobs, he's 5 years old, 6 years old, and he's walking down the street and he looks in a window of an electronics shop and his eyes just light up. Wow, what are those things? And what's interesting is he's not just interested in electronics, he's interested in how they look and their design. Now you can draw a line from 5-year-old Steve Jobs to 55-year-old Steve Jobs, the same obsession with electronics and how they're designed and how they look and the interface between those two. That voice he stayed true to. There are people who lose that voice and then re-find it later in their life and get back to their vocation. And the reason is, if you don't love your work, you're going to burn out, you're going to stop paying attention, you're not going to be creative, you're going to be rigid and conventional.
Life is shorter than you think. Okay, you're 25 and you're thinking, wow, I've got 10 years to figure it all out. I've got all these vistas of time. I'm young, I'm healthy, etc. You don't have nearly as much time as you think you do. It goes very fast.
Really?
So you need a sense of urgency and energy. The whole universe opens up to you once you're able to put yourself in the mindset and the point of view of other people. Enter their spirit. That's the single greatest step you can have. So you're about to start your first job and you're all insecure and you're all worried about you and what people think about you. Try and make that switch and don't think about yourself and try and figure out, what is your boss like? What is he or she? What is motivating them? What are their insecurities? What are their doubts? What is this person feeling? That. And suddenly you're going to navigate this social environment in a much different level.
This uniqueness that you're born with, there's a purpose, there's a reason behind it. Our culture, who we are, depends on the diversity of people that exist within it. Each person bringing their own personal skills, their own uniqueness to bear it within our culture, expressing all of these different skills and ideas, creating this kind of rich soil. It's why we celebrate a period in history like the Renaissance. So this uniqueness that you were born with is your purpose, is your fate, is your destiny.
The worst thing in life, the worst feeling of all, is to see that you wasted your potential, that you had dreams and you never even tried them, and then you're in your 50s, your 60s, you're facing death. Why was I alive? I didn't do it. I could have done this, that, or that. Never even tried. Remind yourself of that. Well, it's actually a phrase from Nietzsche. He says we feel Schadenfreude, really we should feel Mitfreude. Freude means joy. Schadenfreude means pain in joy, getting joy in other people's pain. Mitfreude means joy with, meaning with. And it means when other people have something good that happens to them, you feel their joy. So it's very unnatural. If somebody comes to you with good news, your immediate reaction is, oh, I'm a little bit uncomfortable. Why not me?
Yeah.
Why you? Oh, maybe you're just lucky. Or, you don't really deserve that. You may not be honest with yourself, but that often happens. Can you train yourself to actually feel the joy that other people feel when something good happens to them? It kind of opens up your whole mind, your whole spirit.